Lurker. Hey, Brendan. The Fish Master, the Fish Whisperer. Brendan, so on your little fishing expedition to the new lake, uh, A, what did you fish out of? Vessel. And B, how many other boats were out there? How many other anglers were out there angling? Ryan Thiel, how goes it? Ryan, you been fishing much in Minnesota? Kyle, hello. What is your boat? What are the specs on your boat? You actually got to fish. What lake did you choose out of the 1,000? Painter dude, wood dude. John, did you get your baits squared away? Did you catch them, Ryan? I think I've caught the first week school cold. I have been sneezing day and night, dude. Prototypes, that's fun. Brighter than a light bulb. Thank you, Kyle. AJ, what's new in Nebraska? What is this fishing thing and how does it work? Good question, Burns. I get lots of funny messages. I get lots of funny messages about if I went fishing over the weekend. It's hot. Yeah, we're having a little heat wave down here as well. It's supposed to be 105, 107. So if we're looking at 105, 107, heat index is going to be into the probably 110, 115 range. Great for paint. Great for painting. I was thinking about coming up here tonight and maybe working on the painting process at night. Because spraying during the day is brutal. It's really painful. Tom, glad you got the trailer working. Day 2 of Twisted Metal. Oh. I used to be nocturnal when I was in Austin and I had to paint in the summertime. I didn't have any fans or anything. And I would just sit in this warehouse in my paint booth was pretty much the top of a deep freeze, which kind of radiated heat, so it wasn't even any better. But I would sit in this little cubicle and spray baits, and I would have to paint at night because during the day it was unbearable. And I would literally go in and I would sit there in shoes and boxers, no shirt, and I would just sit there and sweat. So some of those Austin, which these are I think I've only stripped down a couple times to where I had to remove like everything but my damn underwear to go out there and paint. But some of those old baits probably got some of my DNA on them. Not yet, Burns. I don't think I've seen one. I don't think I have seen one at all. These have been squeaky clean. But Ace Ventura inside the Rhino, pretty much. Pretty much. Me with my cigarette lighter. Painting baits. But that was the good old days. Those were the good old days. But it was like I said, do what you got to do. The good thing about down in Austin was that here, where I'm at, nobody's out down here in the middle of the night unless they're probably up to no good. Like when I would go down to the warehouse in Austin, that's when everybody like showed up to do stuff. So there was always people down there, like my buddy Walter. He was a night owl, so there was a whole different night crew that would come down there, and there was always people running around doing stuff, and it was fun. It was fun. I don't know what this nose crud is, but it's really not my favorite. I remember waking up in the middle of the night last night sneezing like 5 times. I heard Lawrence, Kansas felt like temp yesterday was 134. That's pretty far north for 134, I would think. I think that Japanese dude is going to win. I would bet. I would put my money on him. I want to know how those Japanese dudes get so good at smallmouth fishing. Seems like they're like decent largemouth fishermen, but like smallmouth, they smoke their ass. And it's different. Like to me, finding them has always been the hard part. But I feel like those guys might not be as good at finding them as they are at catching obvious fish that are harder to catch. I think that's the deal. I think that's the difference. Because I wouldn't think that they would be better at finding big smallmouth over here. Like they should be behind the 8 ball on that. There should be guys that are definitely better at that. But I think they can. I think they can find. I think they can catch fish other people can't catch. I think that's how it's working. Combination of electronics and finesse expertise. See, I wouldn't even think it would be electronics that much. Like I wouldn't think that they would be like that far ahead of the game or anybody else. I would think it would be mainly bait presentations is what it boils down to. Yeah, when was the last time you saw somebody pulling string flipping in Japan? Ever? Not many flippers, no. That's a thing of the past. I feel like fighter's about as close as we got to like an old school kind of flipping dude, but really not that many. John Cox, but he doesn't flip. That's what sucks about John Cox is he's a shallow guy, but he's like whatever. You know what I mean? He has the saltwater live scope. That's interesting. What's up, Darius? Yeah, Cox does like him some wacky rig. Frogging and wacky rigging. That's all you need to be a shallow enthusiast these days. Wacky rig. Oh. Oh. I think this piece of paper is about expired. Brennan said I was in Aruba. I didn't make it to Aruba. I was at home on baby duty. Feel sick listening to me. Yeah. I hope y'all don't catch my crud. I don't feel bad. I just have like congestion. Kids had it a couple days ago. They still kind of got a little bit of runny nose, but the Beans injury, her fat lip has gone down. I went back to the house and Amy put them down for a nap, and then Amy left and I stayed with the girls and waited on them to get up from their nap. And the baby woke up first, and then Bean came in the room, and her lip was like out here, dude. It was like it looked like that, and she could barely she couldn't even you couldn't even understand her. I was like, dude, it was awful. I felt so bad for her, but she was like in good spirits, so she was like joking around and being sweet and like laughing, but she couldn't because her lip was so friggin' big. Panger got angry about what? Somebody talking shit about his finesse game? What's Panger got to be mad about? BBC said he would catch 20 pounds of smallmouth on his DRT. About high school fishing. I mean, there's probably lots of topics to get pissed off about high school fishing. There's probably lots of real estate there to get somebody angry about. Oh yeah, Burns has been over at his house trying to not think about his daughter going to college, thinking about bait drops. And he wanted to do a SB1 1.5 combo. What say you? I know some people missed out on the SB1s, and some people wanted alternate colors. This is the Hellcat. Named after a tank. I have 3 left, and I will be able to go wash these and dry them and mask them and get them ready to paint. You know, AJ, I've gotten really like the older I get, the more anal I get about sanding. Like it takes me twice as long now. Because anytime I see like a speck of glow, I'm like, oh, get rid of that. What would you say? It's an E1. It is an E1 with a slightly different profile, but very similar. It was the E1 alternative. Morgan throws it a bunch. He can tell you all about it. Morgan wants it for his dad because his Morgan said his dad. What'd you say, Morgan? Your dad watched you drag it through shit people wouldn't flip a jig in, and he was like, "What is that?" Yeah, if there's any shot at all, the paint will fall off first or second cast if you're lucky. It's not that bad, but close. Close. That's exactly what he said. There you go. That's exactly what he said. You know what I've had the urge to do is Cerakote Real because it's so thin. But I don't have an oven. You have to bake that shit. But I've been thinking about it. Or a bait. That'd be kind of cool. First Cerakoted baits. It's just expensive though. Hello, Bob. Noticed you sharing some pictures of bass back in 2018, Bob, when you used to be able to catch them. Jeremy, I think I had one here somewhere, but I don't remember where exactly. I have to dig around. I'll have to do some digging. And what I don't understand is there are spots on baits and you know you sanded them and then you hold the bait up and you can still see a little shiny, and I don't know how that is physically even possible. Jeremy, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, dude. I'm addicted to Facebook Marketplace. I love it because it's like instant gratification to know that you can like go out and buy it and not have to bid on it on eBay or wait. Like I can pretty much go that day and get it if I find something that's good. The issue I have um, the issue I have is that I set my range at like 35 miles and just in case there's something really good. But then I find something that's like kind of good, but it's not worth the drive and it really eats at me. I found a dude with a set of painted black door handles for my truck for $30. And I was like, damn, I'd like to have those. He was in Van Cleve, Mississippi. It's like, I'm not driving to Van Cleve for those. Probably should, but I'm not. Like I found my wiring harness on Marketplace for my old truck, but it was in Louisiana. Uh, got yours set at 50. I used to have mine at like 100, and I would just like look everywhere. Like I said, for the right thing, if a guy's got a tackle box full of baits and he wants like a couple $100 for it, hella he might be, but you know how it is with guys selling random door handles. Can you really trust them? Can you really trust them? Uh, you don't know what that's like. Yeah. So if you're looking for random 20-year-old truck parts, typically the guys that are selling those are not free of sketchiness. All right, last one. It's probably snatching them off another truck, probably. Like, did you not remove these? No, I just pulled them off. Could you make a fishing trip of it and make it worth the drive? No, it wouldn't be worth the expense of the fishing trip. Uh, or because it's like shitty title over there too. It'd be like going to the Mobile Delta but not knowing where you're going. So it'd probably be worse, and I would probably like break something. Mobile is known for being extra sketch, but I feel like Facebook Marketplace has improved their. They've still got some work to do on their user reviews because they don't really. They used to let you um, review the people, but you couldn't like write anything. You could just give them a star rating. So if people had low stars, you couldn't. They wouldn't tell you why, and I didn't like that. But now people, I think, are able to write you a review if you're good or bad and tell why you have a shitty rating. So Darius, do you sell old door handles for trucks? Or just like stuff around the house, like shop vacs and stuff? Yard sale stuff. I used to sell spinner baits on there when I was in Austin. I listed my spinner baits on Marketplace just to see like what would happen as an experiment, and actually got a few sniffs. Got some sales. I have 13 rod socks on there for $30. One guy said $20. I told him I would put them in the burn barrel for that. Yeah, that's the only problem. You do have an abundance of low ballers. Hell, to tell you how bad it is, Amy was trying to give something away. This is like this takes lowballing to an extreme. She was trying to give something away for free, and this lady messaged her and said, "I'll take it." And she said, "Okay, it's on I'll put it by the street. Here's the address. So the lady messaged her back and said, is there any way you can meet me? And she said, meet you where? And she said, at the Alabama-Mississippi state line. And she's like, that's like 30 miles away. No, I'm not bringing you something that I'm giving away for free 30 minutes away from my house or more. And the lady was like, you're a dick. It's like you can't even give something away for free and have people not bitch. Unreal. Brian, what color do you want these baits? I don't think we've gotten that far. I'm at a playground, there's a brat kid. I want my oldest to punch. Can I get in trouble for to encourage that? No. No. They're obviously not learning at home, so they have to learn the old-fashioned way on the playground. Lots of good lessons have been learned. Had a guy try to give me an S waiver for your 250. Oh, we did? Okay. I'll go back and look. You know what sucks about sanding a matte finished bait? You can't tell when it's sanded because it's already not glossy. Never realized that. I probably did, but it just now dawned on me. Brendan, because you got such a good deal on your workhorse, I think you should probably let the guy get the 250 for the River to Sea piece of plastic. I'm not a fan of matte finishes. You cannot see all the teeth marks or rash. Good point. I should have a rashed up matte finish bait. Let's see. I have one that got chewed down, I thought. Maybe not. Maybe it's not in this box. That's a Morgan bait right there. It's one of my favorite colors down here. That thing crushes them, dude. Absolutely crushes them. That's the one. The light bulb. I paint a lot of baits for myself that color. Pulled up an S-Waver off the bottom of the lake the other day. Darius, you gonna throw it? Or are you gonna put it on Marketplace? If you use Plasti Dip for your matte finish, yeah, just do like Lucky Craft did back in the day, and use Plasti Dip for a matte finish clear coat, and watch it all turn to gummy bears and get sticky when it's hot, and melt and pull off, and destroy your other baits, and turn brown and get dirt stuck to it. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking. I think I would just not use matte finish baits. Yeah, it's Certain baits it works on, certain baits it doesn't. It is a weaker product because you're diluting your mixture of clear and cutting it with flattening agent, but it still works good enough. Darius is not ready to sell all his conventional tackle and go big baiter yet. Stay strong, Darius. Quick and cheap. I know it's not quicker. Cheaper? I don't know. I mean, you're already spraying. I don't know. I mean, I would think adding a flattening agent to the clear coat they were already using would be the cheapest because you're taking like 2 ounces of clear coat and adding nearly the same amount of volume of flattening agent. So you're turning your 2 ounces of clear coat into 4 ounces of usable clear coat. So you can do twice as many baits with the same amount of clear. Brennan, yeah, for the most part, it's a it's a it's a novelty. But the guys up north, like Paul Mueller, he is of the belief that in clear water for smallmouth, flat does make a difference in certain instances. I didn't get what those instances are, but I trust Paul. They do look good. They look awesome. That I think we can all agree on. Now that you're a smallmouth specialist, are you following the northern swing? No, Chris, I have not watched 1 minute of this tournament. Unfortunately, the only thing I do is I go look to see if the Japanese dude is leading, and then I go to the bottom to see who is in dead last or close to last, like the bottom 20. I'm more interested in the bottom 20 because it seems like it was harder. It was harder. It was more interesting to see how many guys didn't catch them than did. Because judging by the catch rates, it was not the hardest thing in the world to catch 17 pounds of fish out up there. But some guys managed to miss. EE swears by it, and that sold me. I've used Scotch-Brite pads on my jerk baits. I think it gets you a couple extra bites. Even if they turn glossy when you throw it back in the water? Yeah, but it basically has the same. It basically has the same reaction as if you were to spray another coat of clear on it. Which is why when you scuff a bait and I clear coat this, if I were to go back and clear cut this perfectly scuffed bait, it would gloss over again because it fills all those cuts in. Knew I'd ruffle the feathers. I mean, If you want to scuff your baits, go for it. The good thing about scuffing your baits is you can always polish them back out. Should you put the Kool-Aid bottle down and sober up, you can always polish it back out to gloss. But I think at the end of the day, if it makes you feel good, brings you joy, brings you placebo bass into your grasp, then I'm all for it. Sand your baits down to their core if that's what brings you joy. Drink the Kool-Aid. Take it all in. Trust me, camper scuffing doesn't work. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it kind of goes. A lot of talk about 4 rookies will win this year, most ever. Davey Height doesn't believe Vegeta could pitch a dog. That's pretty funny. JP, is it because they're beat up and you look at them and you're like, damn, this thing catches them for sure? I'm with you, though. I'm much because you know that bait works. You know what I mean? Like if I'm digging in something, I definitely want to dig out something that I've thrown before that I know catches them, rather than like take something out of the package and be like, oh, here's this shiny new one. Davey and Mercer had some good combos. I'll have to go back and check that out. I like Mercer. I like Mercer. You know what's funny about Mercer? I was watching something. I don't know. Maybe he was on Instagram today or something, but it was just like a video of him and just listening to him talk and seeing him like in videos. You wouldn't necessarily look at him and be like, damn, I bet this guy's like a really, really good fisherman. I do like the Mercer podcast because Mercer at the end of the day is just a big kid that loves bass fishing, professional bass fishing. Like you can tell he lights up like a Christmas tree, dude. My favorite baby wedge has like 3 strands of silicone on it and no more paint on the head. Catches fish even better now. Now you're learning the ways. Brendan, get you a Bitsy flip, and when your Bitsy flip looks like that, your strikes will go up through the roof. When you're basically pitching just a chunk with like 3 strands of silicone on it. You like Mercer because he's Canadian. I always forget about that. Frank, does he happen to be from anywhere near you? They are great little jigs. They're cheap, widely available. Catch them. Looks decent enough. Colors suck. I'll give them that. All right. Those are done. Oh, look what we have here. A gift. A gift from Bernsey. There's a few pimples on these Burns, but not too bad. There's a few little pimples. We'll knock those down with some 320. Hopefully I can see them and get them all cleaned up. Might have to feel my way through these. Mercer's why Burns left Bassmaster and went to the MLF side. Yeah, Mercer will. You can. I mean, his job is very hard. Like everything on the fly. But you can tell he kind of gets stuck sometimes. But I guess that's what happens when you talk nonstop for 4 hours. Yeah. Burns, did they do anything to this wood prior to like does it get how do they get all the moisture out of it? Do they like bake it or anything? Just out of curiosity? Because occasionally you'll see where there's a pinhole where air was trying to escape the epoxy that goes down to the wood. And I guess it's the wood gassing off, airing out, something escaping. But does the manufacturer do anything like to their wood, or would that be up to the individual? Kiln dried. Interesting. I figured they'd have to do something. On my Japanese cypress, if I put that epoxy over, sometimes a fish so I'll seal it with oil-based wood sealer. Oil-based. Interesting. Does that keep the tannins from leaching through? How long does that take to dry? Four hours, that's not bad. Uh-oh, Brennan's got a secret formula. He cuts it with something. Acetone? Acetone? You can keep your formula secret. This one doesn't have any pimples, Burns. This one's clean. This one's pimple free. No, not acetone. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what's the biggest um, the one thing I dealt with a lot when I worked at Sherwin-Williams is that there was a huge, and this is no fault of the consumer, um, but so people would come in and they would be looking for paint thinner, and we sold paint thinner, but it was called mineral spirits, and people come in and be like, "Oh, I need paint thinner." I'm like, yes, right over there, and they go look. Like, oh, you got some mineral spirits. Um, believe it or not, it's the same thing. Like, really? Like, yeah. Why? Sometimes you see cans that say paint thinner, and sometimes you see cans that say mineral spirits. But uh, that was a uh, huge confusion in the paint world for homeowners trying to do some little repairs around the house. People are, I mean, I wouldn't consider them stupid because in in their defense, there's you do see paint thinner and you do see mineral spirits. It just depends on who the manufacturer is and what they call it, but it does the same thing. Uh, so I blame it. I blame it on the manufacturers not having a standardized name. I'm sure there's a reason for it. I'm sure there's some little difference that you can use. I really don't think there is, but there's probably a reason why they use both names. Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Frank, do you drink Canadian Mist? Just because it's Canadian, but not Canadian? I'm old and not that nice. I had to be nice, Burns. I don't know why it's called mineral spirits. Mist is trash club. It's trash club is the way to go. Funny story about Canadian Mist. So I knew this guy in high school. We were hanging out over at my buddy's house, and we were like sitting around playing guitar or something. This dude walks in. He's got a bottle of the Canadian. I'm like, where'd you get that shit? He's like, oh, my neighbor died. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, this was under his seat in his truck. He's like, you want some? I was like, I don't think I want to drink some dead dude's Canadian Mist. And he's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, positive actually. And he's like, okay. Actually, I have never been more certain. My new fly rod together, and two of the dots that are supposed to line up the guides are off by about 15 degrees. Oh no, Frank. Oh no. The Roman maids are not sealed correctly. Brendan, you would think the people at Roman would know how to make all their coatings work, but their coating systems they use Do not jive. Canadian Hunter? No, never heard of it. Which I haven't been in a liquor store in, I couldn't tell you how long, dude. Eons. Eons, years. Not a boozer. Just beers. All right, these are done. Here's a couple little gifties from the Burnsy. Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that one a lot, Burnsy. Y'all want to see? What's that 3XD bill, baby? Oh, yeah. That turns me on. Anyone a Black Velvet fan? Mm-mm. Booze or apparel and bed comforter. What is Black Velvet? Bedroom portraits. Tracksuits. Trying to think, what was that shit we drank in college? We always drank Taka in college. I think the Velvet Tiger paintings are going to make a comeback. We had in my old hunting camp growing up, we had a velvet white-tailed deer jumping over like a fence. It was pretty sweet. I'd like to have it. Canadian whiskey. Never heard of it. Oh, what was that stuff we used to drink? Was it Beans? Beans 5-star? Dude, that stuff was the worst. But it was so cheap. You could get like 5 gallons of it for like $20. Yeah, the Monka dude, he does paint very clean. I don't know how he ever gets anything done because I've jumped on a couple of his lives and the dude sits there with his airbrush and he's like, like, I mean, they do look good, but he does not get paint down quick. And he just sits there and burns heaters, paints. But he uses a lot of decals for his painting, which is time consuming also. He's like a how does he do that? How'd he go again? Not a single pinhole. I don't know what he's. I don't know if he's an epoxy guy or if he is a. He probably dips his baits. If I had to bet in that damn cellulose shit and then put some epoxy on it of some sort. ASMR airbrushing. That probably sounds better than having to listen to an actual airbrush. Taka, yeah, we drank Taka. What do you mean too much detail for epoxy? In his baits, like in the curvatures of his baits. Oh yeah, he does have jointed baits and stuff, doesn't he? He probably sprays it. He probably sprays it. I know a lot of those guys over there, they will sit there and they will spray coat after coat of clear. And then they'll stop and they'll sand them. And then they'll spray like 3 more coats and they'll let them cure and then they'll build it up and like just do it with an airbrush. Shit takes forever. But those guys don't seem to mind. Those guys don't seem to mind. They don't care one little bit. Night Train. Pretty decent Guns N' Roses song. Oh, one of my guilty pleasures on the internet is watching cover bands of bands that I don't think are coverable. Like there's just certain bands that you can't cover, right? Whether it's their vocals, like the band itself, like certain bands just don't, you can't cover them. Some bands, they're easy to cover. You know what I mean? Like you hear people like cover like a Tom Petty song. There's plenty of guys that can like pull off Tom Petty. But I'll look up, like finding somebody that can sound like Kurt Cobain. Not the easiest thing to do. People, you typically butcher it. Dude from Seether does an insane Nirvana cover. But I found one a couple nights ago, and it was a Slipknot tribute band, and it had like 12 members or 9 or whatever it is, and they all had like professional masks, and the lead singer sounds better than Corey Taylor. Like he sounds like Corey Taylor before Corey Taylor's voice blew out. It's insane. But they broke up, so there's only like a little bit of footage of them. But like if you wanted to go see Slipknot, you could go see these guys and you'd never tell the difference because they have masks on. So it's pretty brilliant. Like if you're gonna be a tribute band, be a tribute band to where you really couldn't tell the difference if you sound good. It could have been Corey Taylor. AJ, if you're a Slipknot fan, I need to send you a link to one of this band's videos because it's nuts, dude. Like if you close your eyes, you can't tell the difference. Even if you open your eyes, like I said, they got the same masks on. So it's pretty wild. I actually think that they put an ad in the newspaper after their lead singer quit, and I think Corey Taylor replied to their ad. Gwar tribute band. Gwar played down here not too long ago. Whoever's left in Gwar. Amy was asking me, she was like, who was that? What was that tape you said you used to have? The Little Pig tape? I was like, green jello or green jelly, depends on which how soon or late you bought your album. And she's like, yeah. She's like, what was that song? It's like, little pig, let me in. She's like, oh, I heard that. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. Guar did a Tiny Desk concert. I have to look that up. I don't know that I've ever heard an actual Guar song, but I've seen them play. Like I've watched videos of them perform like a million times, but I don't know that I've ever heard an actual song. Tiny Desk. Were they in costume? Guar. What a band. Beavis and Butthead turned me on to Guar. I think Beavis and Butthead turned everybody on to Guar. Wow. Well, all right. What time is it? 12:30. Got these baits done. These baits done. These baits. All going in the pile. Oh, the Bean came by the shop yesterday, and she put eyes on baits for me. So, everybody, you can thank the Bean for the Wally G eyes, or not the Wally G. Who was the guy that did these? Who was the guy that put the eyes on the side of the baits? What's that dude's name? She did them pretty good though. Like, look at her accuracy. She's scary good at this stuff. Juvie? Sorry, Bean. I'm taking your eyeballs off. The Bean will be. If the Bean wants to, she can be better at this than I ever was, because she's got the skills and the imagination. She's the total package. And she gets confused on which hand to use. So I think she might be a little bit ambidextrous. And her sister, they both use both their hands. It would be cool to have two uh, ambidextrous children. As long as they write right-handed, so they don't have to worry about smudging their writing in notebooks and shit. It is really annoying. I think she will. I think she will have the magic eye. But she was also counting these yesterday. So hopefully they're all still here. I'll have to double check and count. Huge two on a a jitterbug. It's hard for me to say. Go big or go home, Frank. Maybe he's after some muskie or pike. was talking to Brendan yesterday about bowfin, grinnell. I really want to try to get out on the river and do a live stream grinnell fishing. I think it would be awesome. It'd be a lot better than bass fishing because the action would be bigger. The dude's still sanding. Yes, correct. Nothing has changed, Tom. There were 40. Well, hopefully there's still 40. Should be. Should be. All right. And I have one of Jacob Heron's line through flat sides to paint. Very thin. Very nice wire harness he builds. Takes a lot of time putting these together. So I'll try and get this thing, some paint thrown on it. Brendan, you're that close? Brendan, I might do 4 or 6. Tiki versus Hella live grinnell tournament. That would be interesting. Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
What's going on, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
Jeremy, no, I cleaned out my my phone microphone, and I think it works. I think I can talk on a live video, and it isn't muted, I believe. So.
What's up, Brendan? You were in your baits were in my dreams.
You were in my dreams.
Your baits were in my dreams the other night. A couple nights ago.
Amy woke up this morning. She said, "I have a dream about Brendan." I said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah."
It was a few nights ago. I've been meaning to tell him, but I remembered it this morning. And it was, we got a shipment in a big box, and TK was like, "What is Brendan sending me?"
It was 50 BBCs. She opened them up and was like, "Ah."
TK.
What?
Oh, and we opened up the box and dumped it out. It was a bunch of swim baits that he wanted TK to paint. He was like, "What the fuck is this, Brendan?"
Amy, that was some nasty ass shoes for sale. Are you trying to sell gross shoes?
What shoes?
I don't know. Amy, that was some nasty ass shoes for sale, Burns says. It was my iguana.
What shoes? On Marketplace?
No, did you list some shoes on Marketplace?
They weren't nasty. They were nice. Little Pumas.
They weren't nice. They weren't nasty, Burns. They were nice.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is this like some
inside joke?
Inside joke? Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, Brendan, that was my dream.
You built 50 baits.
Send them to TK to paint.
Send them to me, and apparently I cursed you in my dream. And I said, "What the fudge is this shit he's sending me?"
Yeah, because it was like, well, it was like when he used to get Mike Bucca's baits and he had to like scrub them down and everything. He was gonna have to do it again with these.
Oh, they were like shitty looking.
They weren't shitty. They're real pretty, but they had that coating on them.
Oh,
like
Mike's did. They're like covered in bullshit.
Yeah, and so you're like, "What the fuck, Brendan?"
Yes, she was selling nasty shoes on Facebook. Let me see.
They're like the little white Pumas.
Are they gross looking? Can I see what you sell on Marketplace?
Oh, sure, why not?
I mean, does it show up on your regular profile?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so either.
Yeah. You probably go to my like marketplace profile.
These
Yeah, it is. What's gross about those?
Barnes, those aren't that bad. Those are far from nasty.
What do you mean? Because they're white and they're Pumas?
Or they are you saying nasty as in ugly?
Yeah,
I mean, they're pretty ugly. Are those kid shoes or adults?
they're kids. I thought they were adults.
Oh. Clark's Earth shoes. Oh, those are nasty.
Those are still on there?
Those
are my brother-in-law's. He wanted to get rid of them. I still have them.
Those are
It's like you've been to the bar in them.
those are Uncle Tweet Tweets.
Yeah. Anybody want them?
Yeah, anybody needs some
Clark's?
Wallabies? They are nasty. If you want to get hammered and relive your college days, these
I
are
can't believe those are still on there.
these are
How did
the-
you see that?
these are the
It's been
shoes
like
for you.
many years on there.
Nobody wanted your nasty ass Clarks.
Uh-uh.
That's right. For $15, it's not a bad price for somebody to like
All you do is like wash
clean
them
them
up.
up.
Yeah, they're actually really in good condition. They're just dirty. I just didn't clean them. Maybe I should clean them and sell them for more. I just hate throwing them away because they're actually good shoes.
Take them to Goodwill. Let nobody buy them at Goodwill. Well, maybe that's the next Patreon giveaway.
What?
You win a Bernsey crankbait and a pair of Wallabies, size 11. And
Are you doing that this week?
And then I'd like to. And they'd come
Thursday?
maybe. What's on Thursday?
What's the date on Thursday?
I don't know. I don't know.
I need your cells today too. Don't worry, forget.
Calendar. Thursday is the 24th. Paint the crankbait the same color as the shoes. Filth. I can do that.
You gotta take it down to the bars and let everybody kick it around.
Kyle, that's my favorite. One of my favorite.
Marty's just creeping on my Facebook. Okay. The truth comes out.
Kyle, that's my favorite. One of my favorite quotes from Back to the Future. When I think it's, I don't remember which one it is, but it's one where he goes back to the Old West and he's wearing the Nikes, and that dude from the Old West says, "What kind of moccasins is them?" It's that funny writing on the side, say Nikkei. Remember that? Didn't think so.
Mm-mm.
What kind of moccasins is them? All right, I'm gonna go wash. No, I'm not gonna wash.
All right, good, because I need to print out 6 labels.
6 labels.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? The print factory?
That's right, 6 labels. I gotta go finish shirts today. Hopefully get those out. Did y'all see my shirts on Printcraft?
Did anybody see Amy's shirts on the Printcraft? They're Mario Brothers themed. They actually look really good. I think that was 3. I think you're right, Kyle. I think you're right.
The red violin, was that good, AJ?
Red violin's great.
Marty is stalking Amy.
Painted with blood. Hey, I got a follower on Instagram.
Haven't seen one of those in a while.
What's going on there? Actually got 2. Wow. Thank you, Instagram, for gracing me with
Some bots.
some bots.
Oh, is that Chase in Mobile?
Atlanta.
Oh.
Looks pretty fun.
Not stalking, just creeping. It's all right. See ya, Anthony.
John, no. I came here to talk about that and didn't talk about that.
Why are you coming here to talk about it? Your weekend with the girls?
No. What color I'm going to paint these baits. I think I'm going to make a post on the camper page, and then let people choose,
Campers choose.
or just like let them pick and then take the majority vote. Um,
Shad and a crawl.
Red crawl.
Oh man.
John wants a matte
I'm so
red
tired.
crawl. Okay, any crawl. Okay, I can do red. One crawl, one old school pattern. What's old school? Like Coach Dog? Wonder Bread. Gross. I'll put my thinking cap on. I got time. I got time.
What about
You looking at my wall of shame?
mhm. Ooh, that looks good down there. The tiger stripes of the cicatrice.
The black with the chartreuse? The jerkbait? Oh, that one. Yeah, it would be. That would be a good color. She basically picked out this one. If I can get it all.
Nah, that's not the same.
Why?
That's similar, but that's not it.
The bars are different.
Yeah, the bars are different.
I'm out of here, dude.
I'm so tired.
One of my favorite colors. One of Greg Hackney's favorite colors.
What do you think about that?
It'll get them. It will get them, especially coming up in the fall.
So what?
And it's got a blue belly. So
One of the guys that works with me, they have a pond on their hunting land or whatever, and I guess they had a drain guy come out, and he said they had to get rid of 1,000 of the little pounders that are in there, so that the other ones can, because there's not enough food for them to eat to get bigger. So there's just a bunch of little ones. He goes, I need some advice from your husband on how to get those pounders out of there. I said, just get out there with some weenies. Those things will eat that. You can get them out fast. Or just cast a net. There's that many. It says there's thousands of them.
Yeah, you couldn't catch them fast enough. You need a seine.
What's that? A seine?
Mm-hmm.
What's that do?
It's a net with stobs on either side, and you would just like start on one end of the lake and then walk the lake and then catch them in the net and push them off on the bank.
I'll tell him that. Because he's like, I need to do this.
How big
I don't
is
need to be a pro bass fisherman.
How big
I
is the
said, "No."
lake?
Small little pond. Well, small.
If it's small, you could seine it, but if it's too big and too deep that you couldn't walk it, you'd have an issue.
I don't know. I'll have to ask him how many acres.
Why is he trying to keep the fish?
He wants it to be like a prick pond, a big old bass.
Oh, he
net.
wants to manage it.
Yeah, but they said that he had to get out about 1,000 of the little pounders so that the other ones can.
Well, if this dude doesn't, if he doesn't know that having 1,000,000 1-pounders in his lake is bad,
He does know that. He has to figure out how to get them out. That's his issue.
that's what I'm saying. He should have been trying to get them out this whole time.
They just figured it out because the drain guy came.
But he
That was putting the drain in. They're just now doing all this.
We just needs to go down there and catch them.
That's what he said. He goes, but I don't need to be a.
No, he needs like a beetle
pro.
spin.
I said, no.
Or get some goldfish or something.
I said, you can go there. Put some. Go put some. I said, weenies. Go feed them some weenies. They'll eat anything. Those little pounders. So the big ones are harder to catch. They're more picky.
High rock shad. That's a good one, Kyle. Oh, you know what I should do it in? I didn't want to show this off. I didn't want to show this color off.
You never can hold it off, can you?
No.
Hey, what should I do for TK's birthday, everybody? Any suggestions? He turns the big 4-0. Yeah, that one's cool.
This one's cool.
Oh, that's smart. Hella, have them do a little micro tournament. Yeah, have them all go out there and fish it. Pretty good.
Yeah, he needs lots of people out there.
Yep. A new boat, Jeremy. Strip club, Kyle.
It's a badass color. New truck. No, Darius. No, my truck is fine.
A combo birthday and funeral. Oh, jeez. A new truck. Yeah, those are all nice gifts, but those are out of the budget. Maybe a test tank. So you can get back to making those swim baits.
Swim baits are lame. Take him out in your kayak.
I don't know if we both fit in it.
I wouldn't even.
He's too scared.
Now, if I were going to go get a truck, I'd get a like a 2000.
Lighting.
I'd go get it like a 2006 5 Cat Eye 2500.
You go get that 2021 Ford Lightning.
No.
2022 Ford Lightning. That's what you go get. While he's drinking his rainbow Budweiser.
Is that the new thing? That's the one. That's the one.
For Mexican
John
and a
Marks.
beer. That's like a ticket to spend the night on the pot. I don't think he wants to do that.
That's the one John's fighting for.
Don't forget to use your Midway birthday discount. Load up on those chads and flip them.
I love them, Kyle.
Well, the thing about his birthday is I might be in Maryland, so I thought about flying him up and let him go fishing with EE if EE was around. But he said, no, he didn't want to do Maryland.
That would be a good excuse to go plunder through Eric's
You probably have more fun in
Bass
his
Lab.
Yeah.
Before he said he dismantles it.
Is EE on here? I hadn't seen him.
No, he's detached from the civilian world. Send him a lobster.
But I'm hoping I don't have to go till the following week to Maryland. So we'll see.
I don't think he's dismantling the Bass Lab. I think he's just trying to thin the herd. But if I want to see it in all its entirety,
that'd be a good birthday present. Go up there and shop at EE's Bass Lab.
take a shopping basket. Do like shop till you drop supermarket sweep, where you just like go in there and like clean up as much as you could and as fast as you could.
We're just celebrating his 20th birthday again.
Turning 38. You can't turn 40. That means I'm 40. No, Kyle, just 39.
Yeah, so maybe we can get TK on. It'd be really funny is if we could get TK and Manson, or TK and EE on a Manson guided tour.
I'd rather go with Pete Glusick.
Is Pete the guy at the Indian reservation?
No, that's what's his name? Pete's Pass University, Pete.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Pete. Yeah.
Pete's a killer bee cranker. There you go, Amy. That makes you a cougar if you're 41 and he's 20. There's a lot there, Brendan. Still youngins.
Sometimes I don't feel it. But yeah.
Motion at the baby. Is she going to sleep or getting up? Giving G problems.
She's probably cleaning her room.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she's probably asleep in our room. She's probably been asleep for about an hour. But that's what I would like to do. I would like to gift him a guided tour or guided trip, whatever you call it, guided fishing trip.
Go on the Great Lakes with Manson.
Yeah.
Get sucked into a vortex.
But I would like to see it also
recorded.
Yeah. So it needs to be recorded, which Manson would record it if I were to ask him.
He'd probably charge you more than the guide trip for
editing
media fees.
Well,
knowing him. Oh yeah, I'll record it.
But I think it would be so funny. What a lot of entertainment there.
Yeah, you probably.
Y'all be smoking on them heaters with your glove on.
Amy, don't bust his cover. That the whole video you just see is just a cloud of smoke coming off the front of the boat.
TK would take up smoking again.
Yeah, Manson got me smoking again.
Unicorn bait. That's a good one.
Native Walker. All right, dudes, I'm getting out of here. We're coming up on an hour 30.
And I gotta print some labels and I gotta leave. And take some FedEx. All right, guys.
Y'all be good. We'll talk later. I'll see if I can get some baits painted. We'll be talking privately at a later date.
This week.
Better watch out. Darius is going to ask for a senior citizen discount. I'll send you a cup of coffee, Darius, with your next order.
Is that what they get at Waffle House? Free cup of coffee?
McDonald's or somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's like 25 cents or something. That's why Beard used to always go get their coffee. He'd love their coffee.
At McDonald's?
Yes. And I think people also love McDonald's coffee because it was like 6,000 degrees.
Not anymore.
Not anymore since that bitch got burned up. All right. Y'all be good.
Hello.
See ya. That was a